Hello viewers, welcome to May-June 2022 WAEC, also known as WASSCE, past questions and detailed solution, general mathematics, mathematics core paper 2, part 2. This part contains questions 6 to 13, about 8 questions, and you are to answer 5 questions in this part. Solution to 8 questions in one video. Question 6. The graph shows the relation of the form y equal to ms squared plus ns plus arrow, where m, n, and arrow are constants. Using the graph, A part states the scale on both axes. B, find the values of m, n, and arrow. C, find the gradient of the line through P and Q. D, state the range of values of S for which y is greater than 0. Here the examiner has plotted the graph for you, and you are to use the graph to answer the following questions. Solution. The A part is to state the scale. So start from the origin. Now from the origin to the end of the first box is 1 centimeter. Then here is 2 centimeters. What it means is that on the x-axis, 2 centimeters combined is 2 units. So you have 2 centimeters equal to 2 units on the x-axis. Then on the y-axis is the same thing. From the origin, this is the end of the first box, 1 cm. Then the second box, 2 cm, and you have 10 units. So 2 cm equal to 10 units. If you are to state the scale in lowest form, you can also say that on the y-axis, 1 cm is equal to 5 units, and on the x-axis, 1 cm equal to 1 unit. B part of the question, you are asked to find the value of m, n, and arrow. This is the given equation. So you have to find m, n, and arrow. So first, we need to obtain the equation used in plotting the graph and do comparison. The solution of the equation is what is needed to form the equation. And because the given equation is quadratic, we are interested in the curve. So the point of intersection of the curve with the x-axis is the solution. So one point is here. So here you have -2 and you have 4. So this is the solution. So s equal to -2 or s equal to 4. So we form an equation using the 2 roots. So if you do reverse mathematics here, what produce s minus 2 is s plus 2 equal to 0, and what produce s equal to 4 is s minus 4 equal to 0. And you know, if you have it in this form, you always multiply the two factors and equate it to 0. When you expand, you have s squared minus 4s plus 2s minus 8 equal to 0. If you add like terms, you have s squared minus 2s minus 8 equal to 0. So if you compare this with this, you see that m is the coefficient of m squared, of s squared. So m is equal to 1. N is the coefficient of s, so n is equal to -2. And arrow is the constant term, so arrow is equal to -8. C part of the question, you should find the gradient of the line through point P and Q. This is the gradient formula. So let's take P as the first coordinate with the point S1, Y1. So this is point P. So you trace point P to the S axis to get S1. That is -5. -4, -6. The middle is -5. Then you trace the same point to meet the Y axis, and the point is -27. Now on the Y axis, the scale is 2 cm to 1 unit. What it means is that one line is 1 unit. So if you trace from -20 to this point here, you have -27. We take point Q as the second coordinate with point S2, Y2. So if you trace from this point to the Y axis, you have 3. And if you trace to the S axis, you have 3 here. And if you trace to the Y axis, you have 5. So the gradient is this. So Y2 is 5 minus Y1, that is -27, over S2 is 3 minus S1, that is -5, which simplifies to this. You have 32 over 8. If you divide, you have 4. D states the range of values of s for which y is equal to y is greater than 0. For us to get this range, you have to assume y to be equal to 0. So when y is equal to 0, it means the point where the curve cut the s axis, that is one point is here. Earlier is -2 and the other one is 4. So s is equal to -2 or 4. And you state the range using symbol of inequality. So you have -2 less than s less than 4 is the range of values for which y is greater than 0. Question 7a. A man purchased 180 copies of a book at 250 naira each. That is a cost price for one. He sold y copies at 300 naira each, and the rest at a discount of 5 kobo in the naira of the cost price. If he makes a profit of 7,125 naira, find the value of y. Solution. From the question, profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. So you have to get the selling price and the cost price. Cost price of one book is 250 naira. Cost price of 180 books become the cost price of one book times 180 copies, and that is 45,000 naira. For the selling price, he sold y copies. So the selling price for the y copies is 300 y, and the rest, remember, he purchased 180 books. So after selling y copies at 300, the rest is 180 minus y. But he sold the rest at a discount or 5 kobo in the naira of the cost price. So the remaining thing there is 95% after removing 5 kobo in the naira. So you have 95% of the cost price 250 times the remaining copies. So if you convert this from percentage, you have 300y plus 95 over 100 times 250 bracket open 180 minus y. Everything you have here simplifies to this. So if you open the bracket, you have this result. If you add like terms, 300y minus 237.5y, that gives 62.5y plus 42,750 all in naira. Profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. The profit is 7,125 naira. This is selling price minus cost price. If you add like terms, you have this. Collect like terms, you have this. If you add again, you have this. To get y, divide both sides by 62.5. If you do that, y is equal to 150. Question 7b. A trader bought S bags of rice at a cost C equal to 240S plus 103 and sold them at a profit. So this is the selling price. Remember figure 1, find the expression for the profit. Remember figure 2, if 20 bags of the rice were sold, calculate the percentage profit. Solution: profit is selling price minus cost price. So this is selling price minus, because the cost price is 2 terms and is coming after a minus sign, you put it in a bracket so that the minus sign will open the bracket. So you have this result. If you follow order of the letter, so we have minus s squared over 20, 33s minus 24s, you have plus 9s, and the constant minus 103. Remember figure 2, percentage profit is calculated using this formula. From the problem, the selling price is this. So at this point, 20 bags of the rice were sold, so S is 20. If you put S into the selling price expression, you have 640. This is the cost price. This is the cost price. Okay, so the cost price here is 24, not 240. 24. All right, so you have 24s plus 103. You replace s with 20, you have 24 times 20 plus 103, and that simplifies to 583. Percentage profit is equal to 640 minus 583 over 583 times 100. That simplifies to this and this, and when you divide, you have 9.8% as the percentage profit. Question 8. The table shows the monthly expenditure in percentage of Mr. Okafor's salary. You have food and drinks, 35%, fuel, 7.5%, rent, 10%, building project, 15%, education 17.5%, savings you have S percent. A part of the question, calculate the percentage of Mr. Okafor's salary that was put into saving. B. Illustrate the information on a pie chart. C. If Mr. Okafor's annual gross salary is $28,800 and he pays tax of 12%, calculate figure 1 his monthly tax, figure 2 amount saved each month. So let us take the solution part by part. So solution A, part of the question is to find the value of S, and you know that total percentage is 100, so you add 35 plus 7.5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 17.5 plus S equal to 100, and that gives 85 plus S equal to 100, and S is equal to 100 minus 85 if you collect like terms, and that is 15%. Then B, you are asked to illustrate the information in a pie chart. So let's get the pie chart calculation. You have the items, their percentage, then we'll convert it to sector so that we can measure the angle in the pie chart. So you add the total percentage and you have 100. The sectorial angle for 35% is simply 35% over total percentage 100 times total angles in a circle 360 degrees. So you have 126 degrees. You do the same thing for 7.5, you have 27 degrees. For 10%, you have 36 degrees. For 15%, you have 54 degrees. For 17.5%, you have 63 degrees, and the remaining 50% is also 54 degrees. If you add up all the sectorial angles, you should have 360 degrees. So next, we represent all of these in a pie chart. So you have drawing of the pie chart. To do that, you simply draw a circle using a pair of compass so that the pointer will tell you the center of the circle correctly. From the center, you draw a radius to any part of the circumference. Now you use your protractor. Is something like this, a semi-circle, and the center there is a hole in that place. So you put the hole at this center here, and the line will match with this radius. So you count it from 0 to 126 degrees. That is the sectorial angle for food and drink. Then the protractor, again, you adjust it, you put the center here and the line to match with this line so that you measure 27 degrees for fuel. Do the same thing for rent, the same thing for building project, 54 degrees. The next is for education, and if you are very correct, the remaining portion when measured will give 54 degrees. So this is how the pie chart is constructed. See part of the question. If Mr. Okafor's annual gross salary is $800 and he pays tax of 12%. Calculate his monthly tax. Now figure 2, amount saved each month. Now this total amount is for the whole year, and a year has 12 months. So for you to get the monthly tax, you need to get the monthly salary. You divide the annual salary by 12 and you have $2,400 as Mr. Okafor's monthly salary. From this amount, he pays tax of 12%. So monthly tax is 12% of $2,400. $2,400. So if you express 12% from percentage, you have 12 over 100 times the monthly income, and you have $288. So this is the amount he pays as tax every month. Now after tax, because you are asked to find the amount saved each month, that amount is after tax. So after tax, monthly income or salary is 2,400 minus tax, and that is $2,112. From the question, he saved 15% of this amount. So amount saved each month is 50% of 2,112, and that is what you have here, and that amount is $316.80 as the amount he saved each month after tax. Petakus Simplified Maths. If you are watching and viewing from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like and share PSM videos. If you are watching and viewing from Facebook, follow and like the page for updates from time to time. Also share PSM videos. Question 9a. Copy and complete the table of values for y equal to 3 sin s plus 7 cos s for 0 degrees less than equal to s less than equal to 180 degrees. You have the table of values with some missing values for y, and of course you are expected to find them. B part of the question: using a scale of 2 cm to 20 degrees on the x-axis and 2 cm to 2 units on the y-axis, draw the graph of y equal to 3 sin s plus 7 cos s over the given range of values of s. C part of the question: using the graph, find the Roman figure 1 value of s when y is value of y when s is equal to 150 degrees. Value of y when s is 150 degrees. Roman figure 2, range of values of s for which y is greater than 0. A part of the question is to complete the table of values, and to do that you need to compute two things: 3 sin s and 7 cos s, after which you add together. So you take the first term, 3 sin s. This is how you do it. When s is 0 degrees, you check sin 0, and that is 0. Multiply it by 3. You also have 0. When s is 20 degrees, you check sine 20 degrees and multiply it by 3, maintaining 1 decimal point, and you have 1 decimal place and you have 1.0. Then you check for sine 40 degrees times 3, you have 1.9, and so on. Then you come to 7 cos s. You check cos 0, that is 1 times 7, you have 7. You check cos 20 degrees, multiply it by 7, you have 6.6 to 1 decimal place. You check cos 140 degrees, multiply it by 7, you have minus 5.4. You check cos 180 degrees, you have minus 1. Minus 1 times 7, you have minus 7. You can check for others. After that, you add, because you have to add in the given function. So if you add this, you have 7.0. If you add this, 7.6. If you add 7.3, if you add this, 6.1. If you add this, 4.2. You add this, 1.8. You add this, minus 0.9, and so on. B part of the question, we plot the graph. So let's start with the given scale 2 cm to 20 degrees on the s-axis. From this point here, origin to the end of the first bus is 1 cm. So the next one becomes 2 cm. So you give 2 cm 20 degrees. The next 2 cm becomes 40. The next is 60, and so on. On the y-axis, 2 cm to 2 units. From the origin 0 to the end of the second bus is 2 cm. You give it 2 units. What it means is that 1 cm is 1 unit. So if here is 1, you have 2, then 3, you have 4. But you have to write the figures the way the scale is given. The scale implies that one line is 0.2 on 0.2 units on y-axis and 2 degrees on s-axis. It is important that you know what one line stands for so that you can locate decimal values. Now, this is what happened. The 2 cm you have is 10 lines together. So to get one line, you divide the number of units 2 by number of lines 10, and that is 0.2. If you come here also, you divide 20 number of units by number of lines 10, you have 2 degrees. Next thing is to plot after explaining the scale and all of that. When s is 0 degrees, y is 7. So you plot it directly on the y-axis. When s is 20 degrees, y is 7.6. On the y-axis, one line is 0.2. So after 7, you have 7.2. The second line, 7.4. The third line, 7.6, somewhere here, against 20 degrees. When s is 40 degrees, y is 3.5. Now 7.3 is between 7.2 and 7.4, the middle. That is where you place 7.3. 3. When S is 60 degrees, Y is 6.1. 6.1 is between 6 and 6.2. When S is 80 degrees, Y is 4.2. That can be located easily after 4. The next line is 4.2. When S is 100 degrees, Y is 1.8. When S is 120 degrees, Y is minus 0.9. That is between minus 0.8 and minus 1. You have minus 0.9 there. When S is 140, Y is minus 3.5. When S is 160 degrees, Y is minus 5.6. And when S is 180 degrees, Y is minus 7. After this, you join all the points together. Now all the points have been joined together. Always remember to include the title of the graph. It is simply the relation that you are plotting. So see, find the value of Y when S is 150 degrees. You go to the x-axis. 150 degrees is between 140 and 160. Now check very well. If you decide to trace that point upward, it cannot meet with the curve. That means you cannot get Y when you trace upward. So the best option is to trace that point down. You trace down to meet the curve at this point, and you trace that point to the y-axis. Notice that one line is 0.2. If you start counting from minus 4, you have minus 4.6 for Y when S is 150 degrees. Remember figure 2. Find the range of values of S for which Y is greater than 0. The range occurs at Y equal to 0. So when Y is equal to 0, it means the point where the curve cuts across the x-axis. That is somewhere here. Now look at it from that point. S is 114 degrees, but you have Y is greater than 0. Now if you keep going forward, you have the values of Y less than 0. But from this point, if you move backward, you have the values of Y greater than 0 in this region. So from this point of 114 degrees, you move towards the origin 0 degrees. So the range is 0 degrees less than equal to S less than equal to 114 degrees. Even from the table of values, you can get this easily. Let us see that. Before we continue. Okay, from the graph we have 114 degrees, which you can obtain between 100 and 120. Now see that if you trace it down now, values of Y greater than 0 are to the left. So you move back. So you move from 114 to this 0 degrees when you have values of Y greater than 0. So hence from that point on the graph 114 degrees, we have to move towards the origin for you to have values of Y greater than 0. Hence the range is 0 degrees less than equal to s less than equal to 114 degrees. Question 10. The table shows the distribution of ages of a number of children in a school. If the mean of the distribution is 7, find the A part of the question value of s, B part standard deviation of their ages. So with the mean, you can get the value of s. From this table, you can take the age as s and number of children as frequency. Number of children with age 3, they are 2. Number of children with age 6, they are s, so you get s. So the mean for grouped data involving frequency is this. The mean s bar is equal to summation fs over summation f. From this table, you simply add the column for fs, and that is multiplying s by f. 3 times 2, you have 6. 4 times 6, 24. 6 times s, 6s, and so on. Summation means you add the two columns for f and fs, you add them down. So if you add this column down, you have 41 plus s. You add this column down, you have 291 plus 6s. So the mean is equal to 7. Summation fs is this over summation f. Multiply through by 41 plus s to clear the fraction. You have it in this form. If you open the bracket, you have this. Collect like terms. Collect like terms. If you do that, you have 7s minus 6s equal to 291 minus 287. So s is equal to 4. So therefore, number of children that are 6 years, they are 4 in number. Now that s is known, you can calculate the standard deviation with ease. B part of the question is to obtain the standard deviation, and any of these two formulas can be used. I'm going to use both so that you see it. So you have the table again, s, f, then you replace s with 4. Replace, that is it s? Yes, here we have s from the table. Now it is 4. So you can get fs again. Now if you are going by the first formula, you need to get s minus s bar. S bar is the mean, and from the question the mean is 7. So you subtract 7 from each value here. 3 minus 7, you have minus 4. 4 minus 7 minus 3, and so on. After that, you square. If you square this column, it gives this column. Minus 4 squared is 16. Minus 3 squared is 9, and so on. After that, you multiply this column by f. That is taking these two columns. F times this column gives this column. So f is 2. 2 times 16, 32. When f is 6, 6 times 9, 54. When s is 5, when f is 5, 5 times 4, 20, and so on. So the summation is 196. Then if you add all the frequencies, you have 45. So by this first formula, Standard deviation is equal to square root of 196 divided by 45. That gives you this, and you have 2.086 years. By the second formula, already summation fs over summation f is the mean. That is already 7. It's 7. So here we just need to get s squared, multiply it by f. So going by this formula, what we need is additional 2 columns. You get s squared. So you square each value of s here. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared 16, and so on. Then you multiply f by this column to get this column. So when f is 2, 2 times 9, you have 18. When f is 6, 6 times 16, you have 96. When f is 5, 5 times 25, you have 125, and so on. Then you add up this column, and you have 2,401. So going by this formula, you have SD is equal to summation fs squared is this, summation f is 45, summation fs is 315, summation f is 45. If you divide this, you have the mean 7. If you square 7, you have 49. You divide this, you have this result. If you subtract, you get this. Check or take the square root of that number, you have 2.086 years. So both formulas give the same result. You are not to use both, just any one of your choice, so that you can save some time for yourself. Petakus Simplified Maths. If you are watching and viewing from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe for more updates. From time to time, like and share PSM videos. If you are watching and viewing from Facebook, follow and like the page for more updates. Share PSM videos as well. Question 11a. The exterior angles of a polygon are 42 degrees, 38 degrees, 57 degrees, s degrees, s plus y degrees, 2s minus 15 degrees, 3s minus y degrees. If s is 7 degrees less than y, find the values of s and y. In a polygon, the sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360 degrees. So you add all the given angles and equate it to 360 degrees. If you open the bracket, you have this result. If you add like terms, you have 122 degrees plus 7s equal to 360 degrees. Notice that plus y minus y is equal to 0. If you collect like terms, you have this result. If you subtract, you get this. To get s, divide both sides by 7, and s is 34 degrees. From the question, s is 7 degrees less than y. That means s is equal to y minus 7. We are interested in y here, so you transfer minus 7. So you have s plus y equal to s plus 7 equal to y. Therefore, y is equal to s 34 degrees plus 7 degrees, and that is 41 degrees as the value of y. Question 11b. In the diagram, O is the center of the circle SYZ. Angle ZSO is 34 degrees, and angle SOY is for 146 degrees. Find angle OYZ. That is this angle. Angle OY. No, this angle. This angle. Angle OYZ. Solution. To get this angle, you need this angle and this angle. So you have to start from triangle SOZ, because OS and OZ are radii. It means triangle SOZ is isosceles triangle, and for that reason the base angles are equal. So once the base angles are equal, you can get this angle. Once you get this angle, you get this angle, you get this, and what you are asked to look for. So the base angles are equal 34 degrees. In that triangle, if you add all the three angles, the sum is 180 degrees. But we are getting this since the base angles are equal. So you have 34 degrees plus 34 degrees plus angle SOZ, that is the middle angle now, equal to 180 degrees. If you add, you get this. Collect like terms, you get this. And if you subtract, angle SOZ is 112 degrees. For us to get this angle, if you add all the angles at this center here, the sum is 360 degrees. Sum of angles at a point. So three angles are added. We want to get ZOY. That is this angle. So the ones that are known, you replace them. If you add, you get this. Collect like terms. Angle ZOY is now 102 degrees. We now move to triangle ZOY. The base angles are also equal. So let's denote the base angles by S. From the two base angles, you get angle OYZ, and you are asked to look for OYZ. So if you add the three angles, the sum is 180. So the two base angle, you have SS, angle ZOY 102. So you have 2S equal to 180 minus 102. That is 78 degrees. Divide both sides by 2. So angle OYZ, that is equal to S, is equal to 39 degrees. Question 12a. The probability that an athlete will not win any of the three races is 1/4. If the athlete runs in all the races, what is the probability that the athlete will win? Roman figure 1, only the second race. Roman figure 2, all the three races. Roman figure 3, only 2 of the races. Now the question only supplied probability of not winning, and you should know probability of not winning and or plus probability of winning is equal to 1. That is what you have here. So we need a probability of winning. So you subtract not winning from 1 if you collect like terms. That simplifies to 4 minus 1/4, and that is 3/4. So now we know the probability of winning as 3/4 and not winning as 1/4. Roman figure 1, the probability that the athlete win only the second race. That means the athlete will lose the first race, win the second race, and lose the third race. So losing is 1 over 4 times winning 3 over 4 times another loss, that is 1 over 4, and that gives 3 over 64. Roman figure 2, the athlete will win all 3 races. First one win, second one win, third one win. That is 3 over 4 times 3 over 4 times 3 over 4, and that is 27 over 64. Roman figure 3, the athlete win only 2 of the races. Now, you cannot tell whether he will win the first, second, and lose the third. So you have to consider all the possibility. So he can win first, second, and lose the third one, or he wins the first, lose the second, and win the third, or he lose the first, win the second, and win the third. So these are the possibilities of winning any 2 or only 2 of the races. The first one is this, plus the second is this, plus the third is this, and you have 9 over 64 plus 9 over 64 plus 9 over 64. You have like fractions. You simply add the numerators and you have 27 over 64. Question 12b. A cone with perpendicular height 24 cm has a volume of 1,200 cube centimeters. Find the volume of a cone with same base radius and height of 84 cm. From the first statement, the radius is needed in order to solve for what is required in the second statement. The 2 cones, they have the same base radius. So from the information given in the first cone, you can get the radius before getting the height, the volume of the second cone. For a cone, the volume is obtained using 1 over 3 pi r squared h. Volume is 1,200 equal to 1 over 3 times 22 over 7 times r squared times height of that cone 24. If you reduce, you get this. If you clear the fraction using 7 to multiply through, you get this result. So what happens here? We divide 3 and 24 by 3. You have 8 remaining here. Alright? To get r squared, divide both sides by 22 times 8. That is what you have here. And you have 525 over 11 centimeters. So let's leave it in that form, because the volume of the second cone also contains r squared. So let's express this radius in terms of squared. From the second statement, volume is required with height 84. You have the same formula for the volume. You have 1 over 3 times 22 over 7. Now r squared is this. So you have 525 over 7 over 11 times 84. That simplifies to 2 times 525 times 84 times 84. If you multiply, you have 4,200 cube centimeters as the volume of the second cone. Before we Continue. Here supposed to be 4, not 84. For this, what happened? Divide 22 by 11. You have this 2. Now 3 times 7 is 21. If you divide 84 by 21, you have 4. So that 2 times 5 times 4 gives 4,200 cube centimeters as the volume of the new or the second cone. Petakus Simplified Maths. If you are watching and view from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe for more updates from time to time. Like and share PSM videos. If you are viewing and watching from Facebook, follow and like the page for more updates. Also share PSM videos. Question 13a. The diameter of a cylinder closed at both ends is 7 cm. If the total surface area is 209 square centimeter, calculate the height. Solution. Total surface area of a cylinder closed at both ends is equal to 2 pi ROH. That is a curved surface area plus the area of the two closed ends, which are circular in nature. So you have TSA is equal to 2 pi ROH plus 2 pi RO square. From the formula, what we need is radius, but you have diameter equal to 7, and you should know that if you divide diameter by 2, it gives radius. So radius is 7/2 centimeters. So TSA is 209 equal to 2 times pi, 22/7 times radius, 7/2 times height, that is h is unknown, plus 2 times 22/7 times 7/2 all squared. Note that this is one term and this is another term. You have 209 equal to 7, cancelled 7, 2 cancel 2, you are left with 22h for the first term. Plus, you simplify this term, 7/2 square, you express it twice. So let's try and cancel out. 7 cancel 7, cancel 2 with 2, you divide 22 by 2, you have 11 times 7, you have 77. If you collect like terms, you have this. If you subtract, you get this. Divide both sides by 22, you have h equal to 6 centimeters. That is the height of the cylinder. Question 13b. The points S and Y 19 meters apart are on the same side of a tree. The angles of elevation of the top T of the tree from S and Y on the horizontal ground with the foot of the tree, not 3, are 43 degrees and 38 degrees respectively. Roman figure 1 illustrates the information in a diagram. Roman figure 2, find correct to 1 decimal place the height of the tree. So you have solution. So let's take this as the tree, and the question stated that the point S and Y are on the same side. So let's take this as one of the points. and this as another point. So this is the tree level or foot of the tree. Now you must consider this place very important. The angles of elevation of the top T of the tree from S. So you have S first from the tree. So this point is S and the second point is Y. What that means is that the first angle 43 degrees correspond to S. So this angle is 43 degrees and this angle is 38 degrees. You must be careful in arranging S and Y, not this order, but from the angles of elevation. Of course, S and Y, they are 19 meters apart. Then you are asked to find the height of the tree. Height of the tree. Now let's explain that. To get the height of the tree, it is possible to use triangle TPS, but you don't know this place. You can't do that. If you look at triangle TPY, the whole of this length is needed and is unknown. So you have to use the two triangles together to get the value of the height. Roman figure 2, the information in triangle TPS and triangle TPY are jointly needed to find the height. In triangle TPS, tan 43 degrees is equal to opposite over adjacent. Opposite is height, adjacent is PS. Now let me bring the diagram so that we get the explanation clearly. So okay, so we are looking at triangle TPS. So this angle, you have opposite and adjacent, so you use tangent. So you have opposite as height, tangent as PS. So if you make the height the subject, you have this. So let's call this equation 1. In triangle TPY, that is TPY, we have 38 degrees. This is opposite. The whole of this length is adjacent. So you have H over PY. You make H the subject and you have it in this form. Now check both equations. They have equal side. So if one side is equal, by implication the other side is also equal. That means you equate both sides. You have it in this form. Now if you check PY, you can break PY down into PS plus SY. If you do that, and SY is 19, so you have the left hand side equal to PS plus 19 bracket close times tan 38 degrees. So let's remove the diagram so that we continue the process. So you expand the right hand side. If you expand it, you have this result. So let's collect like terms. We have PS here and you have PS. You collect like terms, you have it in this form. You factor out PS, you have it in this form. You divide both sides by the coefficient of PS. So PS is equal to this. If you evaluate the tangent of the various angles, you have this result. If you multiply and subtract, you have this. And when you divide, PS is equal to 98.1792. For you to get the height, you can use any of equation 1 and 2, but equation 1 is easier because PS is known directly. So this is equation 1. You replace PS with 98.1782 times the value of time 43 degrees. You multiply it and that gives 91.552104 meters. So 1 decimal place, the height is approximately equal to 91.6 meters. That is the height of the tree. To end this paper, ensure that you are safe. If you are not, you have to give your life to the Lord Jesus Christ, because he is the only one that has the power to save anyone. If you are saved already, congratulations. Live righteously and be prepared, because on the last day some will be taken and some will be left. Take good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Study your books. Do the needful at all times. Flee every appearance of evil. Don't defraud others to make money. Use your hands and your brain to work genuinely and legally, and the Lord will bless you. Goodbye and stay tuned.